In this episode of the HashLabs podcast, we are joined by Karim Mango from Satoshi Score. Satoshi Score is an AI-powered Bitcoin mining analytics tool and hosting provider matching solution that Karim recently has launched. I recommend to watch the video recording of this podcast as Karim gives a clear breakdown of Satoshi Score and shows us what his AI-powered algorithm thinks about the market right now for Bitcoin mining. Let's go. Hi, Karim. Welcome to the HashLabs podcast.
Hey, Aran, thanks a lot for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Can you introduce yourself?
I'm Karim. I'm from Jordan, from the Middle East. I've been in crypto space since 2015. I got into crypto at a young age, and then my mining career started somewhere along 2017, towards the end of it. Um, I came across some cloud mining operations and some hosting providers operating within the Middle East region. Unfortunately, my experience with those mining providers and cloud mining operations did not go so smoothly. They turned out to be scams. One of them was the biggest scam for cloud mining called Hashflare, in which they stole $575 million and they sold fake contracts for non-existent hash rate. The SEC has recently indicted them, and I received a Department of Justice letter stating that I was a victim in this case. So yeah, I have some extensive experience in investing in some mining operations that turned out to be scams at the end of it, which has essentially led me to want to create Satoshi Score, which we'll be discussing today.
And you also have some cybersecurity background, which is
Yeah,
also very interesting. If you
yeah.
may explain a little bit about that too.
Sure. I work in Copenhagen right now. I'm based out of Denmark. I work in a company called CSIS. I'm a security analyst here. We provide security services for large enterprises and governmental entities. So yeah, this is my day job. I work in cybersecurity. I work with securing people's networks and devices and organizations.
Thank you for the introduction. Your background is really making you very suitable to create this platform. Can you show us why did you create it and what is this platform?
Sure. I'll share some slides real quick that we can review. Satoshi Score is essentially built to be the trust layer for Bitcoin mining. As I mentioned previously, there's a lot of problems that plague the Wild West of mining. There's a high fraud rate. Just in 2024 alone, there was over $500 million in losses to cloud mining style scams. There's been a 1400% growth year over year for impersonation scams, so like fake providers and expert consultants. This is according to Chain Analysis's crime report for 2026. As mentioned, there's Hashflare, which stole $575 million, and other operations that I was involved with that gave the impression that they are operating with licenses, and then when government crackdowns happened in those areas, I ended up losing all of my miners due to hosting providers advertising fake licenses and so on. So essentially, there is a huge issue of unverified and unvetted providers who are selling fake or ghost capacity. There's also zero standards. A lot of these deals are occurring on Telegram. There's no enforcement, no uptime guarantees. There's no way to take this chats that you have over Telegram and use it as evidence, for example, in a court of law. And the pricing is very opaque. It's unclear. So overall, the mining industry right now operates as a black box industry. It's hard to get in, it's hard to find legitimate providers, and it's hard to understand exactly what is it you're paying for and how much fees you can expect to pay while you're mining. So the solution was essentially building a platform where I could standardize trust. It's a verification layer where hosting providers are carry out a background check on them. We make sure that they're legitimate, that their operations exist. We do some due diligence on them, and then they're able to list their deals on the platform. So essentially, this is a platform where miners can find vetted providers, browse their deals, model their profitability, and also execute the deals on the platform. So I'll go in a bit more details. So there's a whole ecosystem that Satoshi Score is built upon. There's three components, which is the calculator, the Bitsy AI, and the marketplace. All of these tools work together. So the calculator is the planning layer. So in this calculator, you're able to simulate profitability with the real-time market data. You can set your own assumptions. You can model it in any way that you want. And it's designed in a way that you can use it by chatting with the chatbot. So you don't need to know how to utilize all the different settings. You can just send plain English requests to the chatbot and update your settings accordingly. So the Bitsy AI chatbot is a chatbot that is focused on Bitcoin mining. So by chatting with this chatbot, it has all the necessary tools to understand Bitcoin mining. It has direct access to the calculator's backend, so it understands how hash rate works, how hash price is calculated. It understands all the different metrics that go into modeling a mining operation. And it also is able to connect you directly with hosting providers, help you compare deals, analyze the current market conditions, and so on. And the marketplace is the execution layer. So here is a curated environment where you're able to reach out directly to hosting providers that have been KYC verified. So as I mentioned, it starts with data. It starts with using the calculator, modeling your ROI, inputting your assumptions, and it's an institutional grade tool. So essentially, we're giving these retail users access to the tools that institutions would be using to model a investment into mining. So you can use, for example, multi-phased deployments. So, for example, if you purchase a miner today, and in 6 months' time you expect to purchase another miner, you're able to simulate all of that and input that into your calculations. Then Bitsy optimizes the strategy. It proposes a smart allocation strategy, how much cash you should allocate towards purchasing miners, how much cash you should keep on hand for paying for electricity, and optimizing it in terms of your preferred risk, and showing you what kind of deals are available in the marketplace that match your investment style and strategies. And then it's a seamless deal flow. As I mentioned, all these layers work with each other. So the calculator feeds in the ROI data to Bitsy. Bitsy matches that ROI data with the best deal and helps users optimize their modeling capabilities. So there's three user personas. So there's the miner. The miner benefits from ROI modeling, so they're able to simulate their profitability. They're able to get instant smart allocation strategies for their funds, and they're able to connect directly with hosted vetted providers, chat with them on the platform, exchange contracts with them, and of course, the best part is that no fees are on the miners themselves. They can sign up, create accounts for free, use the calculator for free, contact hosting providers, and secure deals for themselves. For hosting providers, it's a zero friction deal workflow. So they get global visibility, they get qualified introductions to warm leads. So Bitsy operates in a way where you're able to chat with Bitsy about every single deal available, understand what different fees are needed, is there deposit fees, how the fees are paid, what currencies are accepted. It helps you analyze, for example, the location that it's operating in. Is it a crypto-friendly industry? Is it a political risk to operate there? And of course, the provider has a Satoshi score, which is essentially a reputation-based scoring mechanism that heavily relies upon client feedback and verification from the Satoshi Score due diligence team. And lastly, this is a new persona that we've added recently. I'm happy to announce that we've created a consultant user. So essentially, there's a lot of experts that operate within consulting and consulting within the mining ecosystem. So the consultant can now invite both a miner and a hosting provider, and those users that are referred under him will automatically give him a reward anytime a successful deal is closed. And they're able to leverage the entire tool stack using Bitsy to analyze hosting agreements and also to connect their clients with hosting providers directly without needing any other tools besides Satoshi Score. So that's essentially our vision, is a global ecosystem for miners, consultants, and hosting providers. One platform to analyze, execute, and find deals that suit them. So that's all from these slides. I don't know if you have any questions that you want to ask me before we jump into the next part of it.
Yeah, you can jump straight into the platform.
Sure. I'll do that right now. Right. So essentially, this is the dashboard that is visible upon first signing in. This is essentially an overview of your current portfolio that you've allocated. You can set up your portfolio and allocate how much funds you have. You can see a quick market overview, the current Bitcoin price, the current difficulty, different metrics like hash price. You can see a quick mining market overview. So this is a chart that you're able to model the hash price with. So there's a few different overlays that you could use. So right now what you're seeing is the Bitcoin price and the hash price. You can choose, for example, to also overlay the network hash rate. So and you can have different moving averages, different metrics that are useful in technical analysis that you can apply on the hash rate directly. So there's a bunch of different tools that people can utilize to firstly model the live mining data. So I built this for people to get a overview over the current market, the mining conditions, what people need to be looking at currently in the existing industry. There's a lot of different charts that users look at. There's a hash price chart, there's a Bitcoin price chart, there's a network difficulty chart, and all of those charts are separate and requires users to look at different charts and correlate the data together to produce any meaningful outcomes. But essentially, we make it easy for people to understand the mining market conditions by simply running an analysis using Bitsy. So Bitsy pulls live data from the market, analyzes different conditions, and correlates it all together for you to give you a current market overview, which we'll see in a second right now.
So essentially, this platform is intended to be a calculator that has everything you need to make an investment decision or decide which machines to buy and when to buy the machines, whether to hold the Bitcoin, etc.
Exactly. So essentially what you can see here is a quick market overview showing you that the market is in a current accumulation phase. It's in a bearish condition. You can see what kind of metrics are contributing to this bearish price. So essentially the hash price compression, this is a direct reduction in mining profitability, network difficulty is spiking, there's a low fee market contribution, and it shows you that at the current moment it is advising to wait on purchasing any miners due to the fluctuations in price. And then here you have a actual hardware timing index. So it combines all these metrics that you see. So the hash price level, the fee sustainability, the hash ribbon, the miner sentiment, and it gives you an overall weighted score from 0 to 100, telling you, is it a good time to buy, is it a good time to sell, and how you should approach the mining conditions currently. So it's telling you to lower risk, prioritize operational efficiency, minimize capital expenditure on new hardware, and accumulate the mined Bitcoin for potential long-term price appreciation. So it's essentially weighting all these metrics together and giving you a current metric at the current price, and you're able to also overlay that in the price in the chart here. So if you click here, ASIC Health Index, you're able to see this this metric showing you when is a good time to buy miners, when is a good time to sell, and you can see it working for the past year. When was a good time to buy miners and when is a good time to wait on buying miners. So this is essentially telling you when is a good time to enter the market and when is a good time to wait for purchasing miners.
Can I ask, how did you create that algorithm? What is the basis of it?
So yeah, like I mentioned, it's a weighted index. So each one of these different metrics is given a weight. So all of these 7 metrics are weighted based on how important they are. So for example, hash price level is important, so I believe it's given a 25% weight. And so on. So these metrics are all weighted based upon how important they are and how so how important they are to miners to look at, and they're combined together and given a weighted average. So essentially, I took these metrics based on the different metrics that I look at on a daily basis when I'm analyzing the mining conditions, and I wanted a easy way to understand all of these metrics in one single time. So instead of looking at 7 different charts, I'm just looking at one single metric right now that tells me, is it a good time to hold, or is it a good time to invest in some mining equipment? So yeah, based on the current market conditions, it's a neutral timing window. So the hash price levels is essentially what's contributing to the metric, showing us to be conservative and to be careful in purchasing new hardware right now. As it mentioned, we should focus on optimizing operations, so focusing on high uptime. And for example, in Finland, you guys operate with heat reuse, so that is a smart way to lower costs and increase overall efficiency. So I'll jump into the other parts of the platform. So essentially, there is a hosting marketplace. So this is basically the easiest way to start off. Users are able to input their current portfolio balance. Let's say a user has 1 Bitcoin and $100,000 in US dollar cash. They're able to save that balance. And then they're able to immediately analyze all the deals in the marketplace based on their current cash and Bitcoin balance. They're able to see which deal is the best deal for them. They're able to see how the analysis was done. So what the AI chatbot is looking at, the geopolitical and location risk assessments for operating, for example, in Finland, the global energy market analysis, so comparing that energy price with global mining benchmarks, and just gives you an overall comprehensive deal comparison. So you're able to see directly, it's telling you to invest $100,000 that you have, into purchasing, for example, four units. And keeping the rest of the cash for electricity, and this way you're able to hedge against the Bitcoin price dropping. For example, if the price drops below your break-even price, you're still able to operate by having cash on hand. So it keeps you protected from, for example, losing your miners to not being able to pay your bill due to the price drops and so on. So you're able to see this deal directly. So it's telling you to purchase 4 miners, and it's telling you your expected ROI. So you're just able to, for example, click view full analysis, and that will load that proposed strategy directly into the calculator for you to be able to model however you would want. So it's showing us that based on these 4 miners that are costing us roughly five, I believe we can see the price here. The miners are costing $6,550 each, but I believe you mentioned that current prices are around $5,300. So we can adjust that to show you the live price. And you can see when you're going to break even during the contract, and all the different investment metrics that you would need to analyze this deal. So and then you're also able to chat with the chatbot and be like, I want to see the Bitcoin price be, let's say, 500K at the end of the simulation, and then it will automatically adjust all the necessary settings for you without you needing to know how to use the settings and configure it automatically.
I think this is a great way for people who may not be experts in traditional tools like Microsoft Excel,
Exactly.
to just chat with the chatbot and they get all the numbers. So
Exactly.
it's very useful for a lot of people, I think.
Exactly, and the cool thing about it is if you see anything that you don't understand, you can simply press the question mark, and it will automatically load a question in for the chatbot to answer you, explaining to you what these metrics are, and explaining everything in detail for you, so that you can understand things better, and then you can ask for more details, you can see follow-up questions, and so on. So it shows you different ways to interact with these, to understand these metrics. And as I mentioned, there's the cash strategy, so using cash to pay for electricity. The $100,000, we are purchasing 4 miners, and the rest of the cash is allocated towards electricity. So then you could see those cash allocations that you are paying for the electricity, how much ROI you can expect at the end of the simulation, because essentially you're allocating the cash for the Bitcoin that would otherwise be spent on the electricity bill, and preserving that Bitcoin for yourself. So essentially it's showing you which months you will be saving the Bitcoin, and how much you'll be making from that, from those savings. So essentially you'll be saving 53% of a Bitcoin by allocating the $74,000 towards your electricity bill over the next 60 months. And there's many different ways that you're able to model as well. There's some market scenarios that I've pre-built. So for example, the final BTC price being 200K, the final BTC price being 500K. So users are able to automatically, for example, click just this, and then they're able to see the profitability and how much they can expect from their investment, how much BTC they're going to hold, and when they're going to break even. So it makes it extremely easy for people to use, and to change any settings that they want, as they can just chat with the chatbot and they can handle it for them.
I think I saw something about Monte Carlo simulation. Is that part of the platform?
Yeah, so essentially over here you can see a break-even analysis. So right now everything is showing profitable since we have a bullish setup. But if we go to, for example, a balanced setup, we can see that essentially here it shows you on the left-hand axis is the difficulty rising from the current point in time. So, for example, if it goes up to 1.5 times the current difficulty and the price stays at 77,000, then you'll see that your expected ROI is 7.3%. So essentially, it shows you based on price increasing or decreasing and the difficulty increasing or decreasing, how profitable can you be in certain market conditions. So if the Bitcoin price goes back to 120,000 and the difficulty just goes up by 25% from here, then your expected ROI at the end of the simulation will be 77%. So it shows you like all the different scenarios based on the difficulty rising or decreasing and the market price rising or decreasing.
I see. So from my understanding, the components of the platform, or I would say the user journey in the platform, is like you sign up, then you can first see the overview of the general market based on your algorithm. And then if you decide based on that to get into mining and start buying machines, you will look at different providers within the platform.
Exactly.
And then you will apply all this analysis that with this chatbot, this AI chatbot can help you to do all this analysis on all the specific hosting deals that are inside the platform. And you can find the one that is tailored to your goals, basically, right?
Exactly. And it's even easier if you're overwhelmed by this interface, you can just go directly with to the chatbot interface. It'll ask you some onboarding questions. So, for example, how much do you know about Bitcoin mining? Let's say I'm an experienced miner. What is your approximate budget? Let's say 50 to 100,000. When are you looking to start mining? I'm ready to invest now. What is your where do you prefer to host your miners? I'll select a hosting facility. And what is my goal? So I want to stack sats. So then it's gonna then you're gonna be able to say what is for example, what is the mining market like right now? And then it's gonna tell you the current market conditions. Here's a quick snapshot. Then you can say what are the deals available, and then it can show you these are the current deals in the market, showing you which ones are the best ones for you, and showing you the proposed strategy as you saw in the hosting marketplace, and you're able to compare them, and then you can say, for example, compare these deals in more detail. So then it compares the offers for you, it analyzes the different models being used, where they're operating, how much the unit price is, what is the pros and the cons to each deal, and why it matters for you based on your setup and your configuration. So then for example, you're able to say, okay, I want to proceed with the recommended deal, and then it's able to connect you directly with the hosting provider. So let's just give it the deal ID, and then it's gonna show you the proposed strategy that it was proposing to you. You'll see it with a sparkle on top of it. This is the number of units it was proposing for you, the estimated investment. It shows you the strategy that's accompanied with it, and then you can insert a message that you want, and then immediately contact HashLabs. So then it's essentially sent directly to HashLabs, starts a chat with them, and helps you connect directly with the hosting provider themselves.
Yeah, that's a very nice workflow, I think, and very easy to use. And let's say that a user want to sign a contract with HashLabs, like they are put in contact with essentially the contact person within HashLabs, and then they negotiate directly the contract, right?
Exactly.
How does that work? Is the contract also stored in Satoshi scores? They can see some overview of their fleet or something. Do you have something like that?
Yes. So essentially, what you can do is essentially you can once you're done negotiating with Hash Labs, there's two deal workflows that can happen. There's an external deal workflow where you guys, for example, agree to use DocuSign to share and sign the contracts and then upload them once they're signed. Or there's a deal workflow where you're able to, for example, upload the contract, the user signs the contract, re-uploads the signed contract, and so on. So they're able to sign the contracts on the platform or off platform, depending on what you guys prefer and what you guys agreed upon. But essentially, the idea is it's the contracts are then uploaded into the platform or stored in the chat, and then you're able to keep track of all the deals that you have with the hosting provider, and if for any reason you face any issues with the hosting provider, you can export this chat and use it as proof in a court. For example, if you take them to court and you want to show evidence of any communications or transactions that occurred between you and the hosting provider. So this is essentially the idea of it, is a centralized place for people to communicate, interact, and sign contracts with each other, execute deals, and essentially keep everything standardized. No more using Telegram or WhatsApp to interact with customers, and it's in the benefit for both the hosting provider and the customer, because this chat log is also exportable by the hosting provider to use to defend themselves if the customer is claiming something that is not true, or so on. So essentially, this is the idea of it, is everybody is able to have an audit trail over this transaction, and everything is stored in a centralized place and not fragmented across different WhatsApp chats or Telegram groups and so on.
Yeah, and so essentially, after they sign the contract, then the hosting starts in the hosting site, and then the hosting site is the responsible party, right, between that
Exactly.
customer and yeah.
Exactly.
So Satoshi Score is not like in the middle and or
Not at all.
participating in
We do
the
not
deal.
We are not involved in the contracts. We're not involved in touching any funds or anything like that. It is completely between the customer and the hosting provider. This is just a platform where you're able to facilitate the deals, and it's explicitly stated in the onboarding agreements and in the privacy policies that Satoshi Score is not involved in any way in your deals. It is completely between you and the hosting provider. So we're just creating the let's say the financial rails or the infrastructure for the mining industry to be able to interact with one another and find customers, find hosting providers, and also consultants to advertise their services. So as I mentioned, this is a new part of the platform where mining consultants are able to advertise their services. People are able to book consultations with them, and then the mining consultant is able to refer users, refer clients. They're able to manage their clients, and they're also able to directly connect their referred clients with a hosting provider deal and create a group chat with them. So then the consultant is able to help during the deal negotiation process, ensure that everything is going smoothly between the hosting provider and the clients, and is able to track everything. They're also able to, for example, create posts for LinkedIn, Twitter, using Bitsy to generate these posts, and also to use to advertise their portfolio, upload their case studies, what they've worked on, what they've done, and of course the most interesting part for them is the rewards and how it works. So consultants are able to, as I mentioned, refer a customer or a miner and a hosting provider, and those are automatically saved under them as a referred entity. So if for example, if they refer a miner and that miner enters into a hosting contract with a hosting provider that they did not refer, then they keep 20% of the platform fee. So there's deal brackets. So based on the size of the deal, they can expect this payout. But if they refer a hosting provider and a customer, and those two parties that are referred enter into the deal, then the consultant keeps 50% of the platform fee. Essentially, it's incentivizing the consultants to invite both their customers and their hosting providers that they know, and generate income from introducing them into Satoshi Score. It helps these consultants generate recurring revenue from successful deals that these parties close. And also any consultation services that they advertise on the platform. Let's say they book a meeting with a customer and that customer pays them $150 for their consultation. They keep 100% of that payment. We take no fees from that. Satoshi Score purely operates on successful deal completions and facilitating it.
So 3 different users. You have the hosting customers, you have
Exactly.
the hosting providers, and the consultants. So so far, HashLabs is the first
Exactly.
hosting provider on the platform. Do you have plans to add a new hosting provider soon? And can I also ask which type of market is most interesting, do you think, for Satoshi Score, like the US or the rest of the world, or which geographical area?
So right now we're seeing a boom in the US because of the AI boom happening. So the US is also trying to position themselves as the crypto capital of the world. We're seeing a lot of hosting providers opening facilities within the US. We're also seeing the Middle East rising and becoming one of the big competitors in the mining industry. And of course, we're looking to onboard new providers. So if you know any providers, you're able to, for example, create a consultant account and refer them. That way, you're able to monetize this referral and make sure that you benefit also from onboarding these hosting providers. Essentially, we aim to become the Expedia for mining, where users can open the hosting marketplace, find a bunch of different hosting providers, and find the most suitable deal for their needs. So this is essentially the next step, is to grow our hosting provider base. Right now we're sitting at over 1,200 users. Within the span of 3 months, we've grown to 1,200 users, and we're looking for new hosting providers and consultants to come and start advertising their services, so that these users are able to not just chat with Bitsy about this specific deal, and are able to actually get expert human intelligence into this deal and help with negotiating this deal.
Yeah, that's a good point, because I think that AI tool Bitsy can really help you to make a good to help you understand the current market structure and understand what is the best hosting deal of these deals based on purely the numbers. But when it comes to that next stage, when you need to negotiate the contract, review the contract, all of that stuff, and organize the deal directly with the hosting provider, so you definitely could benefit from using a independent consultant that is not affiliated with that hosting provider to be on your side and help you to make the best possible deal. Because I know for me as a listed hosting provider on this platform, I should probably not say this, but you can usually negotiate with the hosting provider, and you have to be very careful on the contract. So having a consultant can definitely help. So the focus now is basically improving the amount of deals available on the platform. And you're
Exactly.
looking at the US primarily because that's where you have the most providers, I guess. And I can also say from my experience that the what you showed in the slide first, that there is a wild west in hosted mining. That is particularly true outside of the US, because in the US the market is much more mature and I think safer than the rest of the world. And but this Satoshi Score definitely can help to unlock hosting opportunities in the rest of the world, because this can often be very good prices. Like the US is quite expensive. But if you can find the right deals outside of the US, then you can get quite good prices. You just
Exactly.
have to navigate that wild west.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's essentially what the platform is trying to do, is to uh, shift it away from being a Wild West. And like you mentioned, the US is a mature market. That's why I also set up the company for Satoshi Score in the US. So Satoshi Score is a registered entity in Delaware. We're operating purely we're following everything by the book. I've paid a lot in terms of lawyer fees for drafting out these contracts, to make sure that the hosting provider's rights are maintained, the customer's rights are maintained, and everybody is operating with the protections that they require. So yeah, the idea is that we want to make it a regulated industry where people can feel safe investing in mining and not have to worry if they are dealing with a ghost facility or a scam provider or a cloud mining facility and so on. So essentially, this is the goal of Satoshi Score, is to help people navigate this wild west and find the actual legitimate providers like yourself, who are actually working in the industry using cutting edge technology such as the heat reuse that you're doing in Finland, and giving really good deals on cost per unit and also the electricity price. So essentially, this is what we're trying to make, is a platform for everybody to find any deal that they want.
Yeah, and I can also mention that regarding pricing, so you're putting the customer first, you're making the platform for the customer, and the goal is to get in hosting providers in order customers to get in, and then you make money off the hosting providers. So I can also tell how it works for transparency. So basically, our prices for machines and for hosting is exactly the same on this platform as it is everywhere else in the market. So it's not higher on the platform. You're not paying more for machines or hosting through this platform. You're paying the same price. You just get a much better customer experience and analytics tools, and also that can really help you to make the right decision. So that's the advantage of using this platform, and you're not paying anything extra for it. We paying Satoshi Score a little bit for each deal that is closed. So that's basically how it works, and I guess that's how, for example, Expedia works, as you also talked about.
Exactly, exactly. So that's like you mentioned, the customer pays nothing. The payment comes from the hosting provider directly. It's a minimal payment that I'm sure a lot of hosting providers also um, make some money on the side from reselling hardware and so on. So essentially, it's not cutting into the profits of the customer. It's not making the customer less profitable by taking fees from them, and it's completely free to use for the customer. So the hosting provider benefits from now having a warm lead delivered to them that has understood the deal, has analyzed the deal, and is not going to be asking time consuming questions like how does mining work, what is mining, uh, what makes this deal different than other deals, how do you compare this deal with the other deal that you're offering. So they're able to understand that completely on their own, and it saves you as a hosting provider a lot of time from having to deal with these customers and understand their needs. Also, as a hosting provider, you can generate replies for customers using Bitsy. So you're able to understand, for example, if a user is asking a simple question, for example, you don't have to waste your time typing out a long answer to their question. You can use Bitsy to answer. You can also send mass broadcasts to customers advertising your deals, and also we send weekly emails to customers showing them the best deal available in the marketplace. So there's many different ways for hosting providers to advertise their deals and their services. And like I mentioned, the most important aspect is the Satoshi Score of the facility. Essentially, what you're seeing is a mock hosting provider's profile. You can see that their rating is based on customers' reviews on them, based on 4 different categories: transparency, professionalism, trust, and satisfaction. And customers are able to review them and give their opinions, and that directly contributes to their Satoshi score, which will also position them better in the marketplace. So with the higher Satoshi score, you're able to position yourself at the top of the available deals and showcase what that you are a vetted and trusted hosting provider, and customers are happy to work with you. So essentially, this is what we've built with Satoshi Score, just a platform for everybody to be able to find trusted and vetted providers and execute deals seamlessly.
So, Karim, before we go, how do people sign up for Satoshi Score?
So it's just simple. You can sign up using Google, or you can create an account. It's just satoshi-score.com, and then you press on create free account. If you're a hosting provider, you select that you're a hosting provider. If you are a consultant, you also select that. But generally, the majority of people will be registering a miner account, and there's some few onboarding questions like where did you hear about us from and so on, and it's a pretty straightforward process.
Thank you very much for joining the HashLabs podcast. It was very interesting to see Satoshi Score.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure, and looking forward to continued collaboration with HashLabs and for the future.
Likewise, Karim.
Thank you.